I'm sure you all have heard by now, but Mr. Andrew Tate has been snitching on himself. We're about to look at the evidence because, heck, all of this can be used against him, and it will be. Let's watch.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence. And you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important, because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. And what is fallacy? Fraud.
That's a pimp.
Nah, that's big pimping right there. As soon as I heard Andrew say, you have to keep these women thinking and feeling like they need you even after they don't need you, immediately it had me thinking about this book right here. Iceberg Slim, Pimp. A pimp story right here. Immediately had me thinking about this book. Mind you, I haven't read this book yet. I don't intend to use it for evil. See, it hasn't been opened yet. I haven't flipped through these pages yet. But I heard Dave Chappelle tell a similar story about this book that Andrew just said in that clip. What I'm getting from this is that Andrew Tate was a pimp. Now, some may say, no, it's different because it was webcam. No, it's no different because you're selling women's bodies for men's pleasure. It's the same sort of thing. Whether they're touching them or not, this is just a different form of prostitution. And hell, after hearing everything that Andrew Tate said in this video, I wouldn't put it past him that he was actually selling some of the women off.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is a completely... In fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same. She can't do this without you, to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. At the beginning, she can, but there'll become a point she can't. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're gonna do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera, don't worry, I'll talk to the guys, I'm gonna talk to them, we're a team, happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business.
You imagine you talking to this hot blonde girl and you webcam with her and you sending her messages and you find out it's actually just a bald-headed top G on the other side?
You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important. Another reason we use Chatterbait is because they will pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that whole avoiding taxes. And it's not legal to do that.
So in the last 6 months, Chatterbait have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. Tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%, and I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, we get to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, the difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you, or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I see this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here and sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Ooh, okay, and they just sign away. They don't know what they're fucking signing. Let's throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real is happening. Nothing's happening except me getting rich.
Trafficking, we have 3 things: force, fraud, or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, That's sex trafficking or
See, now this is something I'm sure a lot of us, majority of us, was completely unaware of, and that's the fact that Andrew Tate was putting out two forms of content. One to help elevate men to become the best versions of themselves, and the other was to teach men how to be criminals. Now, for a young man, or anyone for that matter, this could be very confusing to understand how to process. Here you have this person that you may feel have taught you so much valuable information and has actually genuinely helped you elevate yourself in life, but at the same time, you're discovering this nasty side to this individual that you might have idolized and looked up to. So now you might feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do you disregard all of the information that you have obtained from this individual and throw it all out because of their character? Or do you learn how to disassociate the two? We're going to talk a little bit more on that, but let's get back to this.
Real's happening. Nothing's happening except media coverage page. You have to tell girls. You cannot do a business relationship with a female, and I'll tell you why. Women have sex with somebody. If they're not fucking you, they're fucking somebody else. And that other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind, as opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, or she's going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. Oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. You're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? So I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. Your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is why your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Remember Ghislaine Maxwell? That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about.
So Andrew Tate just admitted to using two forms of emotional manipulation. One was just through the emotions itself, and one was through the physical act of sex, because he understands that women have this innate ability to be able to emotionally attach themselves to someone that they have been physically intimate with, and using that physical intimacy to manipulate them into doing what it is that he wants from them. Like, where in Andrew Tate mind when he was putting out all these videos and doing all these podcasts, when he was saying, yeah, if they come after me, they're going to try to destroy me, they're going to try to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to lie, they're going to do... But yet you put out this information that can easily be used against you. What super smart dumbass would do some shit like self-incriminate themselves and do it on camera for the world to see, or for whoever it is that you're trying to show? Like, you smart as hell and dumb as hell at the same time.
Romanian court, so there's some, oh no, not a court in Romania. Dude, they're corruption free, as we all know. Put me in jail, I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, boom, this some hoes, this sells mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You take their court case, shove it up in my mouth.
Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I have committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away?
Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
So you hear Andrew Tate say that, and there's no possible way that you could take it out of context, because you know exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about the webcam girls. And what does it also sound like? Trafficking, right? He just openly admitted to saying that those women were not allowed to do anything or go anywhere without his knowing.
Let's get to the transcripts. Because people are saying...
Wait, you got more?
And it seems that during their 8 months of searching and their raids on the compound, they found quite a lot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is how Andrew Tate apparently manipulates one of the victims into flying to Romania by promising marriage. Then discusses said victim as a commodity to be used for making money. Andrew Tate says, you have to understand once you're mine, you'll might be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest? And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife, to always be on my side wherever I go, to talk to zero men besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And she says, but can I trust you? He says, yes, you can. We'll meet in Romania, and I want to know you're committed and serious about marriage. Yes, I'm serious. And when she gets there, he's like, well, we're not getting married. I want to turn you into a cam girl. Okay. So they're basically establishing that the way that he's getting these people involved in the whole business is through fraud. So Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid. And he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid. And you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, the webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will never do that with you. Basically telling the girl, you're different from the others. I make them do the really illegal stuff. Again, they have it right here in the wiretaps, okay? Him admitting to this stuff. This is going to be used in court, and you're going to have a hard time explaining this one away.
Shout out to Abba and Preach, but after seeing all that, transcripts and all, it's not looking too good for the Tate brothers. Now, y'all got to keep in mind, that's just what they released. If that's the information that they was willing to release to the public, imagine what information that they're withholding. Stuff that they're really going to use to prosecute the two of them in court. Stuff that we're not going to hear or find out about until they have been booked and prosecuted in the court of law. It's gonna get real messy. It's about to be some truths that's gonna be exposed as this story progresses. Let's get down to one of the important things in regards to the people that consume Andrew Tate content and don't really know how to feel about this whole situation. Now, I need y'all to understand something. Just because now you've heard some new information in regards to the true character behind Andrew Tate, it doesn't mean that you can't take the good, positive information, the stuff that he has put out there that so many of us know to be very useful information in regards to building up ourselves and our value. It doesn't mean that you can't still take that stuff and apply it to your lives. I once heard this story about this young man, this young scholar that was looking for mentorship. He found a guy that was doing exactly what it is that he wanted to be doing. He followed in his footsteps. He got mentorship from this man, and then he found out that this man was cheating on his wife, so he decided to drop this man as a major influence in his life. And he found another mentor, and he told that mentor that story, and that mentor said, you were wrong. You were there to learn a specific trade and information that was going to elevate you in life. What this man had going on in this other aspect of his life was none of your concern. As long as he was teaching you some core values that was going to get you in the place that you needed to be for your career, that's the information that you should have stuck to learning. You don't take everything from someone, you just take the bits and pieces and parts that matter to you. So don't feel like you have to necessarily stop listening to Andrew Tate because of all this new information that has come out about him. There's still some value in some of the stuff that he has to teach. But y'all leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. See ya.